Good evening, everybody. Isn't it great to be back in our alma mater, North Hardin High School? I want to ask our new principal of North Hardin High School, Mr. Jeff Macy, to come up, please.
Well, thank each and every one of you for coming here. As I look around tonight, I see that there are a lot of people here who have a whole lot more experience with North Hardin than I do. And so on behalf of Ms. Morgan, our Board of Education, the faculty and staff here at North Hardin High School, I want to welcome you back. And I hope that your visit here tonight lets you see not only the changes that have been made to the building, but that are cosmetic, but also as you walk through, and I'm sure you've had the opportunity to walk through to see some of the things that our students are doing and some of the things that they have access to that maybe some of those of you that are here did not have access to when you were here. Now, we did have a ball game last night. Our band is on the road at Clarksville today. Welcome back to your home. We have a saying around here that once a Trojan, always a Trojan, and that applies to each and every one of you here tonight. So welcome back.
Thank you, Mr. Macy. Good evening, everybody. I'm Bryce Shoemate. I'm a 1978 graduate of North Hardin High School, and I am your MC this evening. I am not as pretty as Marty Fulkerson, and he is sorry that he couldn't be here tonight to be with you all. So I kind of pinch hit for on the years that Marty can't be here. He's got something going on at the fairgrounds tonight. So tonight, we've got several Trojan athletes that have been winning championships and making names for themselves on the gridirons, the mats, floors, fields, since the 1962-63 school year, when Vine Grove High School and Rineyville High School consolidated to form North Hardin High School. Once again this evening, we will recognize 12 individuals, 6 from Rineyville High School and 6 from Vine Grove High School. These individuals are part of the foundation for the very successful program that we know as North Hardin athletes. We will recognize 3 each from 2020 and 2021. Since 2007, over 100 outstanding Trojans have been inducted into the Hall of Fame. Tonight, 9 individuals will be included into the North Hardin Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2021 in this very special ceremony. This is an annual event to give these exceptional Trojans the recognition they deserve. And throughout the years, many businesses and individuals in the North Hardin community have provided financial support for our academic and athletic programs. Without this support, programs such as this would not have happened, and many of you all know that. We would like to extend our thanks to the individuals and businesses for their support of this Hall of Fame induction ceremony. At this time, Steve Yates, a member of the 2017 Hall of Fame class, will say a prayer for us before we begin our meal. And after the prayer, we'll go through the serving line one table at a time, and I'll start you all off to get started in taking up with your meal. Take your ticket with you as you go through the line and drop it in the basket which is provided, okay? Steve?
Good evening. It's good to see everybody. I see some faces that I haven't seen in a while. It's good that you're here. Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Thank you, Father, for this beautiful day. Thank you for everyone that's here. Lord, just bless them, bless their families. Lord, bless this food and fellowship together. We ask all this in the name of Jesus. Amen. Amen.
I think that song will be ever etched in our minds as no matter how old we get. And we always had Mama Prophet there to cheer us on. So the North Hardin Fight Song, as performed by North Hardin High School Band, is familiar to almost everybody in this room. We hope it brings back fond memories of athletic competitions for individuals that we are honoring tonight, whether they are athletes, coaches, or fans who spent many hours on the road following Trojan athletes. Each inductee will be given a copy of the DVD which has been prepared for you, and it will be mailed to you at a later date. And those folks are watching on the screen right now, hopefully. We hope that you enjoy looking at the pictures of the individuals that we are about to honor, and perhaps you will even be given a reason to smile tonight. All right. We want to recognize our Hall of Fame members that are here with us tonight. From the class of 2007, Rick Skeeters, football, basketball, and baseball over here. From the class of 2011, Bo O'Brien, our track coach, assistant basketball coach, and girls basketball coach. Mike Skeeters over here, class from 2012, track, cross country, basketball, and contributor. From our class of 2014, Coach Ron Bevers, basketball coach, started the tennis program and kept football stats. Class of 2015, Sandy Brock Skeeters, one of our contributors. Sandy's not here. And also Courtney Crutcher Bell, softball. Back here in the back. From 2016, Huck Hyder, football, basketball, and track over here in the corner. Also, Terry Hatfield Hall, cheerleading that same year. In our 2017 class, Steve Yates, basketball and baseball. And Jody Pence back here in the back, softball. If we missed anyone tonight, please stand up. I apologize if we missed anybody. Oh, Mama Prophets 2013. Now, Rick Skeeters wrote this script, so if I mess up anything tonight, you can blame him, okay? I should have thrown Marty Fulkerson under the bus and say, Marty wrote this script. And we want to remember, in 2016, we started a new tradition of recognizing our Hall of Fame members who are no longer with us. On the memorial table that you will see over here with the flower arrangement in honor of our deceased colleagues and friends, we want to remember these individuals for what they did in helping build the Trojan tradition. David Biggs, class of 2016, wrestling and football. Bernie Head, class of 2011, football, wrestling, and track. Chad Jaggers, class of 2013, football, basketball, and baseball. James Jetter, class of 2007, basketball and track. James Jones, class of 2014, basketball. Dwayne Klug, class of 2016, assistant soccer coach and contributor. Ricky Morris, class of 2012, wrestling. Now you're going to have to excuse me, I may mispronounce this name. Lavazlik Novak, class of 2013, contributor. Joseph Ponder, class of 2017, football and track. Ray Story, class of 2000, our principal and contributor. Jared Salvia, class of 2015, golf. Barbara Underwood, class of 2011, track coach and swimming coach. Raymond Ward, class of 2015, contributor. And Stanley Williams, class of 2015, basketball. Let's observe a moment of silence and remember these special athletes, coaches, and contributors. Thank you for that. The Trojan Foundation Award was organized to honor the rich heritage and tradition of the successful athletic programs at Rineyville High School and Vine Grove High School. In addition, it will serve as a means of recognizing, preserving, and honoring the athletes, coaches, and individuals who've made significant contributions to the athletic programs. Many individuals have been influential in the Red Devils and Blue Devils tradition of excellence and have exemplary accomplishments on the athletic fields and courts. The Trojan Foundation Award honors the contributions and accomplishment of these individuals who are worthy of recognition as examples for others to emulate. This year, we will be honoring 3 individuals from 2020 and 2021 from each school. After receiving your award from Mr. Macy, please take a seat in the chairs provided and remain seated. Okay, Rick. The 2020 inductees for Rineyville High School. Bill Thomas. After the Air Force, Bill Thomas was a 1951 graduate of Rineyville High School. He played all 4 years of high school, 1 year on the JV, and the remainder on the varsity. Bill led the varsity in scoring his senior year, averaging 19.5 points per game. Bill's basketball career extended beyond high school. In 1951, he made the 5-man All-Star team for the Dixie League. In 54 and 55, he played on the Charleston Air Force Base team and averaged 23 points per game. In 1958, he played with the 58th Air Division team, winning several tournaments, notably the East-West Air Force Base tournament. They went on from there to play in the Air Force Base Worldwide Tournament. During his 14 years in the Air Force, he was able to play basketball 12 of those years. Bill married his beloved Quetta while still at Rineyville High. Before her death, Bill and Quetta were married 65 and a half years. Bill worked at Fort Knox for 21 years as chief of the work reception and scheduling branch, and Bill and Quetta have 2 children, Donald and Deborah. Bill, congratulations on receiving your Trojan Foundation Award. Bill could not be here with us tonight. His son, Don Thomas, is being inducted into the Elizabethtown High Hall of Fame this evening. So accepting on his behalf is Bob Owsley from Rineyville. Joseph Stith attended Rineyville High School, graduating in the class of 1960. He was a guard on the Rineyville Red Devils junior varsity and varsity basketball teams. All of his free time was spent practicing shooting through a ball goal from the old Rineyville gym attached to the family barn and asking for the key from Mr. Perkins to practice in the new gym. When Rineyville School was remodeled in 2008, he presented the goal back to the museum portion added to the school, having installed its mate on a backboard on his patio years before for many exciting family basketball games played there through the years. After graduation, Joe attended Bellarmine College, St. Mary's College in St. Mary's, Kentucky, Mount St. Mary's of the West in Cincinnati, Ohio, and Spalding University in Louisville while teaching in 1969 and becoming principal at Most Blessed Sacrament Elementary School in Louisville in 1970. He married Joan Straub December 29th of 1970, and after being hired at Fort Knox, moved back to Hardin County, began farming part-time, and earned an education specialist degree from Western Kentucky University in 1976. He completed 30 years of service to the government of the United States Army at Fort Knox, Kentucky. In October 2002, James L. Knowles, Brigadier General of U.S. Army Acting Commander, presented him with the Superior Civilian Service Award for exemplary service, superior service, while serving as Supervisory Education Specialist with the Doctorate of Training and Doctrine. Joe coached summer recreation basketball teams for his brother Rick and his 4 children, James, John, Jenny, and Joe Merle Stith, for 29 years in Rineyville and Vine Grove. Man, that's something right there, you all. The entire family managed the Vine Grove ball fields for a few summers in the early 1990s. He entered St. Bridget Catholic Church in the Elizabethtown Church Basketball League in 1990, coaching its high school teams for several years. Joe spent many happy hours watching his children play soccer, basketball, baseball, and softball at James T. Alton Middle School and North Hardin High School. In retirement, he didn't miss any soccer, basketball, and baseball games. His grandchildren, Nolan, Juliana, Jude, Jack, Ben, and cheerleader Natalia Stith played in Glasgow and Louisville. If there is any way from up above, he surely is following their continuing efforts at Central Hardin, East Hardin Middle, their travel teams, Vine Grove rec games, and similar sports events his grandchildren in Colorado participate in. Joe Stith.
His wife, Joan.
And his wife, Joan, is accepting tonight. Rick. Is this Shep Bell? Is that who this one is?
Huh?
Is this Shep Bell, the next one?
Yes.
Okay. Next is Shelby Shep Bell. Attended Rineyville High School from 1944 through 1948. As a forward on the Red Devils team, he was known for his enthusiasm, his hook shots, and his sharp elbows that came along with his rebounds. He was the second leading scorer his senior year, in which the Red Devils were crowned the Dixie League champs. Shelby also drove a school bus during his high school years and often drove his own team to the ball games. One of Shep's favorite stories to tell was the night Rineyville played Elizabethtown in the E-Town Gym in 1946. Rineyville won the game quite handily, and Shelby scored the very last bucket of the game that evening. Several hours after the game, the gymnasium caught on fire and was completely destroyed. He always liked to say Rineyville's shooting was so hot that night it caught the nets on fire. After graduation, Shelby continued to farm and raise registered polled Hereford cattle in 1952. He married Lois Pfeiffer, who was a cheerleader on the 1952 Vine Grove Blue Devil team that they had played in the state tournament. During their 23 years of marriage, many discussions evolved and often became lively around the dinner table as to who was the best, the Blue Devils or the Red Devils. The Red Devils were often the winner, as their 2 children, Connie and Ricky, attended Rineyville Elementary and were also lifelong Red Devils. Basketball was forever in his blood, and he loved the game itself. As an adult, he would often challenge the high school boys who had helped during a long day in the hayfield to a game of pickup or horse on the court and goal he had created in his backyard. His famous hook shot often came out during those games. There were also many evenings spent listening to Kay Wood and Jock on the radio in the tobacco barn, and he continued to attend ball games everywhere with his friends and family. Some of Shelby's lifetime achievements include the showing of champion polled Hereford cattle, being chosen as an outstanding JC farmer for 2 years, and being chosen as one of the Kentucky's outstanding young farmers in 1961. At the time of his death, Shep was an active tractor puller, a member of both the Hardin County Farm Bureau and Rineyville Optimist Club, an honorary member of the North Hardin FFA, and a deacon at Mount Zion Baptist Church. Accepting in Mr. Bell's behalf tonight is his daughter, Connie Bell Hayes. '21 inductees for Rineyville High School. Jody Mobley, I knew better, played basketball 4 years for Rineyville High School between 1948 and 1951. He was always a guard because of his size. His teammates talked of him being very quick and fast on the court. They most remembered him for his very spirited battles with Jackie Hoke and how they loved to guard one another. His years at Rineyville began his love for sports, especially basketball. He loved to watch college basketball on TV. He often played basketball with his son, Kevin, and his friends. Many asked him, "Why are you so rough?" He would always smile and say, "That's how we played. We didn't know what a touch foul was. You needed to toughen up." After high school, Joe served 2 years in the Army before coming home to the farm. He was a leader in the ag community in various roles. He was known for his role with Hardin County Fair Board as director for over 50 years. He was married to Doris Jean Perry for over 60 years. One son, Kevin, his wife Terry, and grandson Kyle, his all-time favorite ball player. Joe passed away in 2012, but if he were here today, he would simply say, "Thank you for this honor, and may God bless you." Accepting for Mr. Mobley tonight is his grandson, Kyle Mobley. Charles Z. Riney. And this, Mr. Riney writes this: "I was born in Rineyville, Kentucky on November 20th, 1943 to Arnold and Gladys Riney, one of 7 children. I had 4 brothers and 2 sisters. I grew up on a family farm in Rineyville, St. John Road area. Dad put a basketball goal on our barn so my brothers and I could play. Sunday afternoons after church and lunch, we would get together with our friends and play basketball until dusk. I attended Rineyville School for 12 years. My 8th grade teacher, Victor Harnett, formed an 8th grade basketball team, and we used the high school gym for practice. We played most of our games on Saturday mornings. Opponents were Vine Grove, Howe Valley, Flaherty, at home and away. Mr. Harnett taught us about the game of basketball with his coaching. He was patient but stern, and his interest in each one of us made us feel special. He instilled in us a love for the game. I went out for high school basketball in my freshman year and made the junior varsity team. Mr. Clarence Perkins was the basketball coach. My sophomore year, I started JV and played enough to earn the first of my 3 varsity letters. My junior and senior year, I started varsity and averaged 15 points a game. My point total was just over 900 points for my career. My senior year, I made all-district. I was a member of the 23rd all-district team. We played 2 games against the 24th district all-star team. Elizabethtown hosted 1 game and Hodgeville hosted the other. Baseball was another sport that I enjoyed playing. I played all 4 years at the position of shortstop. Charles Z. Riney. Patricia Burkhead Riney, and Mrs. Riney writes this: "In the fall of 1957, I enrolled for my freshman year at Rineyville High School. It would be the beginning of 4 of the best years of my young life. I would also know who and what I was to become by the end of those 4 years. My goal in life was to become a teacher, so I joined the Future Teachers of America my freshman year. During the next 4 years, I would hold the offices of club vice president, president, county parliamentarian, county pianist, and county vice president. Our family had a love affair with basketball. In fact, we were all fanatics, so my mom was happy to take my brother and me to Rineyville home games and most of the away games. Sitting in the pep club cheering on the Red Devils was pure joy. I decided to try out for cheerleader the following year, and I made the team. I would be cheerleader for my junior and senior years, and at the end of our senior year, I was voted the most athletic girl. For 4 years, I was a piano accompanist for our school glee club. Those 4 years would also play an important role of who and what I was to become. My senior year, I was asked by Mrs. Reed, the 3rd grade elementary teacher, if I would give up 1 study hall each week to teach her children music. I jumped at the chance. I made lesson plans to follow each weekly class, and Mrs. Reed and I presented a music program at the end of the year with the PTA. Sometime during the year, I realized who and what I wanted to become. In the fall of 1961, I enrolled at Western Kentucky to major in music and become an elementary school music teacher. I graduated from Western in 1965 with a degree in elementary music education. Principal John Gardner hired me to teach music at Lincoln Trail that fall. I had been a student at Lincoln Trail in grades 6, 7, and 8. I retired in 2000 after teaching 33 years. Retirement has given me time to play the piano and organ for 3 local churches. I also volunteer to play for First Sunday Church service for Memorial Methodist Church at a local assisted living and nursing home. Charles and I have been actively involved in the Rineyville Alumni Association since the 1970s as members on the board of directors. In 2003, I was asked to accept the presidency of the association, a position she still holds today. Mrs. Riney. You all right so well? I don't have a chance to take much of a breath here. Don Cecil, class of 2020. Don and Milton Skeeters are the first graduates of St. Bridget School to be selected to receive the Trojan Award. Don was a star on the 58-59 JV team that went 22-2, winning their last 20 in a row while finishing as the 23rd District JV Tournament champions. Don, a fast and high-jumping forward, averaged in double figures for his varsity career, while the Grovers were going 40-21. He was a 2-time All-District Tournament selection, 23rd District All-Star selection for the then annual game against the 22nd District, and honorable mention All-State. He was awarded an athletic scholarship to Allen Military Academy in Texas, where he excelled in basketball. Before serving a tour of duty in Vietnam, he played basketball along the East Coast as a member of the Fort Bragg Post team. He was and is very active in the construction and maintenance of the Vietnam Memorial replica in Elizabethtown, and was recently inducted in the Kentucky Veterans Hall of Fame. Don and his wife Betty have 2 daughters, Dawn and Tanya, a member of the North Hardin Athletic Hall of Fame inaugural class. Welcome Don to the Trojan Award and the Vine Grove Hall of Fame. Milton Skeeters. Dr. Milton Skeeters was one of the early players we might now call a point guard. He is another St. Bridget graduate, and like Cecil, was a member of the Blue Devils' most outstanding JV team, whose coach was Jimmy King of Fort Knox High School fame. Milton averaged in double figures and has to be one of the 3 top assist leaders in school history in his 2-year varsity career. In his senior year, that would have been 1960 and 61, the year I was born, Milton. I just wanted to throw that in there for me. The team record was 23-8. Was 23-8. He probably hit the longest shot in school history, 3/4 of the court at Flaherty. He was known for his tenacity on defense, even guarding his opponent until the opponent hit the stage at the end of the floor. He was recruited in high school to come play for an unnamed school in the county seat. He was an outstanding catcher in baseball with an outstanding arm who was difficult out with runners on base. Dr. Milton, who married his college sweetheart, Linda Hall, is a graduate of the UK Dental School and had 2 dental careers, a dental school professor at UK and private practice in Kentucky and North Carolina. Milton and Linda have 3 children and 6 grandchildren. Welcome Milton to the Trojan Award and the Vine Grove Hall of Fame. Dr. Chris Knight. Now, I've got to tell y'all something a little bit about Chris. He didn't remember this, but when I was in 6th grade, Chris was in undergrad, and he would actually come and substitute teach for us at Vine Grove Elementary. He didn't remember how bad a kid I was, so I'm thankful for that. Dr. Chris Knight excelled in track, basketball, and baseball while at Vine Grove High School and graduated in its last class of 1962. The Grovers saved the best record for last, going 27-4 in Chris's senior year. Chris was a wiry forward and always had the opponent's best interior player to defend. However, Chris's claim to fame was in track. He is the only state champion produced by the Blue Devils by winning the 440-yard dash. This was before there were classes in high school sports, so he beat all comers. Chris, deceptively fast with his long stride, was a fine outfielder for the Blue Devils. Chris attended UK and graduated from its medical school. He went on to a military tour duty at the Presidio in San Francisco with its view of the Golden Gate Bridge. Chris specialized in ophthalmology and practiced in Elizabethtown, for which we forgive him since he removed a lot of cataracts in this room. I don't know who wrote this, Chris, but Chris and his wife, Daynell, have 3 daughters and 8 grandchildren. They also have a much-loved foster daughter. Welcome, Chris, to the Trojan Award and the Vine Grove Hall of Fame. Chris, Donnie may have written that. Don Skeeters. Don was a member of the class of 1954. No, this is Don Atkins. I'm sorry, Don Skeeters wrote it. I'll get it right here in a minute, you all. Like I said, I didn't write this, so I apologize. You know, I did have my cataracts removed, but Dr. Knight was not the one that did it, unfortunately. That may explain why I'm having trouble reading tonight, Dr. Knight. Don Atkins was a member of the class of 1954. Don ranks as one of the most athletic players to walk the halls of Vine Grove High School. One observer reports, despite being only 6 foot tall, he never lost a center court jump ball in his senior season. In 1954, there was a center court jump ball to start every quarter. Don was also a talented rebounder and helped his team to a 26-4 record. He was almost certainly the best power hitter to ever play for the Blue Devils. In a time when high school playing fields did not have outfield fences, there are legendary stories of the blast off of his bat. His coach, Chet Redmond, took him to a tryout with the Louisville Colonels, a AAA team. Atkins tattooed the outfield fences with line drive after line drive. The Colonels offered him a contract on the spot. Money for playing baseball was very ordinary at that time, and any word on the street was that a young lady, Norma, did not want him to travel, so he rejected the contract. And he married Norma and lived happily ever after until his passing. We welcome Don into the Trojan Award and the Vine Grove Hall of Fame, and accepting on behalf of Don tonight is his daughter, Dana Atkins Bowers. Larry Irwin. Larry played for the Grovers from 1951 to 1955. And although he did not get to play, he was a freshman member of the state tournament team. Our fans, if not unanimous, certainly very close, rate Larry as the best ball handler the Blue Devils ever had. He was the first to regularly dribble behind his back, and either he or Ray Vinsel were the first to shoot a jump shot in the area. Larry, a 3-year starter, helped lead his team to a record of 69 wins while losing only 13 times. One short story will tell you all that you need to know about Larry's ability. Vine Grove was leading Louisville Manual, and their starters were 6'9" to 6 foot. 51 to 50 with 2 minutes to play. We went to a forerunner of the North Carolina four corner with Larry dribbling and the rest of the players cutting to the basket. Larry never missed an opening cutter, never lost the ball, and we won 61-50 on 5 layups. Manual players were diving to the floor to get the ball, and they could not touch it. He was being scouted by Coach Peck Hickman of U of L late in his senior year, but that ended when Larry suffered a career-ending knee injury playing baseball. Larry attended UK and worked as a surveyor. He married Maud Emma Crowley, and they had 3 sons. Maudie was plagued with MS and passed away early in life. Larry and his second wife, Linda, then raised the boys. Larry had a life-ending heart attack immediately following a regional game the first year the Trojans went to the state tournament. Welcome to the Trojan Ward and the Vine Grove Hall of Fame, and accepting in his behalf tonight is his son, Sean. Dan Bennett. Dan is another member of the class of 55. During their high school career, this class had a record of 98-23 and were freshmen on the state tournament team. Dan was wiry and strong and had a very good one-handed set shot from the corner. But Dan's forte was baseball. In those days, there was not a limit on the number of pitches the pitcher could throw, and if the Blue Devils had a worthy opponent, Dan was on the mound. In Dan's senior year, Vine Grove made it to the regional final with Dan throwing every single pitch. We lost the game probably because Dan ran out of gas. I didn't write this, okay, so don't turn into me. Dan went on to have a very successful college career pitching for Eastern Kentucky University. Dan became a well-known sporting goods merchant selling to high schools and youth leagues in central Kentucky. And that was based right here in Radcliffe. Dan and his wife Nancy had 3 sons, including a set of twins, and one of them right here. A good story on Dan. His sporting goods store was a hangout for old ball players. They often heard Dan tell a customer who was inquiring about when their merchandise would be in with a straight face and telling them he expected it Tuesday. When the customer left, Dan would invariably tell the loafers, "I didn't tell them which Tuesday." Welcome to the Trojan Award and the Vine Grove Hall of Fame. Dan passed away several years ago, but Dan's stories live on. Accepting on Dan's behalf tonight is his son, Barry. All right, it's time for the introduction to North Hardin High School Athletic Hall of Fame Class of 2021. As your name is called, please come to the podium so that we can honor you with your achievements, and please remain standing as your career highlights are read, and at the conclusion, please take a seat in the blue chairs that have been provided on either side here. First up, Kelly Burks. Coach Kelly Burks was basketball coach at James T. Alton Middle School for a career that spanned 29 years. Coach Burks transitioned young basketball players through the Alton-Burks pipeline into the North Hardin basketball program for nearly 3 decades. During his tenure, Coach Burks and his Blue Devils James T. Alton Middle School teams enjoyed over 500 victories, 5 7th grade county championships, 6 8th grade county championships. North Hardin coach Ron Bevers once described Kelly Burks as the best assistant that I ever had. Kelly was well known for attending Trojan practices early in the season and then successfully implementing similar offense and defense for his younger players. A former player described Kelly as a great teacher of the game and a great mentor to his players throughout the years. Kelly was also a teacher in the Hardin County school system for 32 years and was well known in the community for his service and kind guidance and attitude. Kelly is well liked and respected by members of the Hardin County athletic community It is remarkable for someone to be in middle school coaching for that length of time, but he truly loved what he was doing. Coach Bevers often offered Coach Burks opportunities to join the Trojan varsity staff, but Kelly remained where he was happy. Kelly has been supported in his efforts by his wife, Mary, and daughter, Tammy. Congratulations, Kelly, on your induction into the North Hardin Athletic Hall of Fame as a contributor. Grace E.H. Dalton. Grace Harms Dalton, a 1999 graduate of North Hardin High School, had the distinction of playing and coaching soccer at North. Grace was a four-year starter for the Lady Trojan soccer team, playing multiple positions throughout her career: striker, midfield, and sweeper. In 1998, she was selected as the News Enterprise Offensive Player of the Year. Grace received district honors 4 years running. As co-captain, her teammate Eric Grunke said she gave 110% at all times. Grace also participated in the Elite Olympic Development Program and was ranked 8th in the state in her age group. Her soccer career continued at the collegiate level, where Grace was a 4-year starter at Midway College. She continued to earn recognition for her skills and leadership from coaches and soccer community, being named first team all-conference player 3 years and Kentucky Intercollegiate Athletic Conference Player of the Week on multiple occasions throughout her tenure at Midway. Before serving as an assistant coach at Midway College, Grace was named the head coach for North Hardin High School in 2004. Grace continues to give back through soccer and as an assistant coach for the Rhineyville Soccer League. She continues to stay active as a wife, mother, volunteer, and an avid distance runner. Grace, you definitely epitomize what it means to be a Trojan. Congratulations on your induction into the North Hardin Athletic Hall of Fame. Nate Hensley, a 1999 graduate of North Hardin High School, was the first runner from North to break the 16-minute mark for the 5K in cross country. Bill Dennison, former cross country and track coach for 13 years at North Hardin, says of Nate, "I have encountered a few handfuls of student athletes that were truly extraordinary. Nate Hensley is one of those student athletes. Nate attributes extended well beyond his physical athletic ability. He was an outstanding student and had an amazingly magnetic personality. Nate was first team All-State in cross country in 1997 and 1998. First team All-State in track in 1999 for the 1600 race. He was a state Area 4 runner for the year in 97 and 98 and was a member of the Kentucky Boys Super Team, top 12 in all classes. And maybe most impressive was that Nate was academic All-State in 1996, 1997, and 1998. His list of accolades are so great we don't have time to list them all. When speaking of the elite in distance running at North Hardin, Nate is mentioned with the great late James Jetter and Tate Peterson. Nate is a true representation of Trojan greatness. Congratulations on your induction into the North Hardin Athletic Hall of Fame. Tate Peterson is a 1999 graduate, is considered to be one of the top distance runners in school history in the 3,200 meter run. This statement comes from Rudy McKinney. And Rudy was a longtime track coach here at North Hardin. As a freshman, he finished in the top 10 of the state, ranked 6th. And this same year received the team's Pass the Torch Award given to the person who values the team tradition, works exceptionally hard, and puts his teammates first. Longtime North coach Bill Dennison says about Tate. I watched Tate go on his first distance run with 3 of my top runners, and I knew it was a great day. I had a huge smile on my face, and I knew then he was going to be great. As a 10th grader, he qualified for the USATF Junior Olympics Cross Country Nationals, finishing 13th in his age group. In 1997, his 11th grade, he was selected first team All-State for cross country and ranked 7th in the state. In 1998, ranked 6th in the state, selected second team All-State, was academic All-State, and was team county MVP. Tate congratulations on an outstanding cross-country and track career at North Hardin High School. You are very deserving on your induction into the North Hardin Athletic Hall of Fame. Patrick Thomas. Patrick Thomas was a member of the North Hardin Trojans basketball team from 1985 through 1988. Patrick was a consistent starter for the varsity team for 3 years. During his senior year, Patrick led the team in scoring with 597 points for a 21 points per game average. Yeah, come on. From the free throw line, Patrick shot at a 77.5% clip for the year. Patrick made the LIT All-Tournament team during his senior year. He also was named to the 17th District All-Tournament team his senior year. Coach Bevers describes Patrick as one of the best shooters that he has ever coached in the Trojan program. Patrick had many outstanding performances. One notable game was a 70-68 victory over West Hardin, where Patrick scored 34 points. 32 of those points coming in the second half. Coach Bevers must have given a great halftime speech that night. In other notable action, Patrick racked up 39 points in a district game against Meade County. Coach Larry Miller of Meade County described Patrick's efforts as exceptional. Coach Miller said he was unbelievable. He really put on a show. Patrick joined the Trojan 1,000-point club with a 21-point performance against Warren East. Patrick was only the 9th Trojan player at that time to join this elite club and group. Patrick was included on several college recruiting watch lists, including the University of Louisville. During his senior season, Patrick went down with a severe knee injury that took him out of district tournament action.
You gotta bring that up, man.
Hey, it's written in here. I can't help it. Patrick currently resides in St. Petersburg, Florida. Congratulations, Patrick, on your induction into the North Hardin Athletic Hall of Fame. Hey, I just read what's here. Joe Iva Washington III. Joe Washington was an accomplished football player for North Hardin Trojans from 1997 through 1999. During his tenure, he received many accolades for his performance on the field. During his senior year, Joe received many awards. He was voted the most valuable defensive player for the Trojans that season. He was both the best offensive and defensive lineman for the team. He was also voted All-District, All-Area in 1999. In addition to local honors, he was named second team All-State and was awarded a football scholarship to Western Kentucky University. The News-Enterprise also named Joe as the All-Area Lineman of the Year for 1999. As an offensive guard, Joe was responsible for many of the large holes that helped running back Derek Alfonso become the second leader rusher in that area that year. At defensive guard, Joe led the team with 45 tackles and 4 sacks. The 6'3" lineman was actively recruited by several DI schools, including both Eastern and Western Kentucky University. WKU became interested in Joe after he attended a summer camp. Joe received a great praise from his coaches and teachers. He demonstrated leadership and guidance to his fellow teammates. His willingness to give 100% was noticed by coaches, fans, and teammates. At WKU, Joe was praised by head coach David Ellison for his athletic ability and quickness on his feet. Joe was named as a starter prior to his sophomore season at WKU and had an overall grade of 85% with 52 pancake blocks and 13 D cleaters. His next His next season, he had 126 knockdown blocks and a team best of 109 pancakes. Joe earned great trust from his teammates at WKU and was voted as one of 2 offensive captains for the 2003 season. The number one way to lead by example, and Joe was voted captain because of what his teammates saw in off-season work. It was not just Joe's work ethic that won over his teammates, it was also his easygoing personality off the field. Joe was known as a prankster and jokester and was always in a good mood. He made the locker room a fun place to be around. Joe grew up helping his coaching father as a team's water boy at an early age. He most always played on the line, which led to his eventual success. Joe did recall once he played as a running back for a 10-year-old team called the Cowboys. According to Joe, he ran for 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. Since graduation, Joe has worked in the field as a mental health counselor and as a middle school guidance counselor in Jeffersonville, Indiana. He's also held several assistant coaching positions for Jefferson County schools. Congratulations to you, Joe, on being inducted into the North Hardin High School Athletic Hall of Fame. Brenda Wilson. Brenda Wilson coached cheerleading at North Hardin High School through a span of 15 years from 1974 through 1989. Ms. Wilson, as she is affectionately known, coached cheerleading in an era in which success could not be measured by titles, awards, or data. On the contrary, her success can be measured in hours spent in the development of young leaders within the community. In the years that Brenda Wilson Gaddy sponsored cheerleading, she had to play many and varied roles. It was always a balancing act from mothering to giving orders and everything in between. She was truly a Jill of all trades. She performed all duties with persistence, loyalty, and patience. Supporting athletics and school events within a school the size of North Hardin takes ultimate determination. Regardless of the challenges, she persevered in a cordial manner until the task was completed. She was a never-ending advocate for the cheerleaders and fought many quiet battles. She was coaching a sport that demanded resourcefulness, and that was her strength. Brenda was a reliable and trusted role model as she demonstrated allegiance to North Hardin and its athletes. She was invested in the lives for over 200 plus high school girls. As the years have passed, it's become very apparent that Ms. Wilson was far more concerned with what cheerleading could teach about life expectations. Her former cheerleaders recall her patience with them as teenage girls and their antics. They are indeed grateful for her patience in teaching them valuable life lessons and how to best conduct themselves through their behavior, grades, and community service. Brenda's coaching career produced many successful KAPOS awards through competitions of several of her squads. They were back-to-back years of state tournament appearances in 1980 through 81 and 1981 through 82. The 1980-81 squad won the prestigious and coveted KPEP award from KAPOS. Additionally, her squad also placed first in the Sugar Fest competition sponsored by the University of Kentucky cheerleaders. Their pom-pom routine to Bob Seger's Betty Lou's Getting Out Tonight placed them ahead of their competition. There's no doubt that just hearing that song today brings a smile to the faces of the girls on that award-winning squad. Brenda Wilson planted seeds for harvest. Among her cheerleaders, you will find teachers, financial advisors, moms, wives, physicians, administrators, coaches, principals, church leaders, musicians, nurses, and a broad array of leaders making their mark on the world. Thank you, Ms. Wilson, for your contribution to North Hardin High School for athletes and the community. Congratulations, Brenda Wilson, on being inducted in the North Hardin High School Athletic Hall of Fame. Jared Yates. Jared Yates was a 5-year letterman as catcher for the North Hardin High School baseball team. His baseball career spanned from 2002 through 2006. Current North Hardin High School baseball coach Ace Adcock believes that Jared Yates is one of the top players to ever put a Trojan uniform on. Former coach Greg Gum states, Jared was a great catcher and one of the best players that I've ever coached. He was a great hitter and led the state his sophomore year in doubles. He worked incredibly hard on his game. His many achievements include the following: team MVP sophomore year, a .496 batting average with 25 doubles, 4 triples, and 5 home runs. He also earned Sophomore of the Year from the News Enterprise in 2004. He played on 3 district championship teams, 2 regional championship teams, and 1 sectional championship team, finishing in the Elite 8. Over his career, he has accumulated over 200 hits, 73 doubles, 11 triples, 15 home runs, 49 stolen bases, 155 runs scored, 140 RBIs. He only struck out 17 times in 5 years. During that time, his team won 129 games. Jared once stated that he loved baseball and hopefully he could play it all of his life. He credited his success to his parents, indicating that they almost never missed a game. Jared committed to play baseball for the University of Louisville in 2006. He chose Louisville over Kentucky. St. John's, he chose Louisville over Kentucky. And, I'm sorry, just a UK graduate here, I'm sorry, it threw me there for a minute. St. John's and West Virginia. He transferred from the University of Louisville to St. Catherine later. We have a special message about Jared from 2104 HOF inductee Nathan Adcock. In my opinion, Jared Yates is the best catcher to ever come out of this area. He is an elite competitor that always had a knack for making the big play. It was just in his blood to show up in big situations. I wish I could be there to celebrate with you and the family. Congrats on being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Jared currently resides in Cox Creek, Kentucky, and we want to congratulate Jared on being inducted into the North Hardin High School Athletic Hall of Fame. Now I know why Marty wasn't here tonight. He can't talk this fast. Well, no, yeah, he can. Michelle Hagan Yates. Michelle Hagan Yates once had an opposing coach at Brett County stop the game and congratulate her for being the only female to ever hit one out of their baseball park. You see, they were on the baseball field and not the softball field. Michelle is a 1989 graduate and started as an 8th grader on the slow pitch softball team. Gerald Lowry, longtime North coach, states she understood the game as well as anyone I've ever coached. In fact, she was like a coach on the field. As a starter on the varsity in the 8th grade, Michelle progressed very quickly. Her batting average from 9th to 12th grade was 600 plus all 4 years. She was selected on the all-district tournament team 9th grade through the 12th grade. Michelle was a member of the all-region tournament team her junior and senior year. In 1989, Michelle was the Kentucky Female Athlete of the Year. 2017 HOF inductee Jody Pence says Michelle has made a long-lasting impact on not only herself, but the players she coached in the North Hardin softball program. Michelle Hagan Yates, congratulations on your induction to the North Hardin Athletic Hall of Fame, and thank you for your dedication over the years to North Hardin softball. Presentation of the Athletic Hall of Fame. I don't know why I keep saying flame. I've got fire on my mind ever since that gymnasium burnt down. At this time, we ask Rick Skeeters, Chairman of the Hall of Fame Committee, please come to the podium for the presentation of the Athletic Hall of Fame plaque to Mr. Jeffrey Massey, the principal of North Hardin High School. Now, this plaque will be displayed along with the other plaques from classes of previous years. Well, I hope you all have enjoyed the evening, and will take some time to visit with some of the folks here that you maybe haven't seen in quite some time. Even some of the folks that have traveled for quite some distance to come here tonight. We hope you all do take some time to visit with one another. We want you to start thinking about those athletes, coaches, and contributors or alumni that deserve to be honored in 2022. And we need your help in this process. Anyone can nominate, and there are forms available on the North Hardin High School website. If you have questions, see Bruce Atcher, who's not here, Steve Yates, who's here, and Ricky Skeeters, who's here. This program is self-funded each year, and we could use your help in securing sponsors and donations. If you have questions or you would like to make a donation, see one of those folks. We thank you for your continued support, and we would ask that all of our folks that won awards tonight, please stick around. Come up front because they want to get pictures. I know you all get excited and you haven't seen each other and you want to get up like you were in homeroom again. Stay up here so they can get your pictures, and then you can talk to one another. We look forward to seeing you all in 22. Isn't it good just to be out again? I know we've gone through a terrible pandemic, but isn't it good to be out? Thank you all for coming tonight. We look forward to seeing you all next year, and thank you to all the folks that made this possible tonight.